Hey everyone, welcome back to the Old Music Matters Net podcast. I'm your host, Brian. And today I welcome a special guest. We welcome the lovely Kimberly Lloyd. How are you doing today?
I'm great. Thank you for having me, Brian.
No worries. And I guess which part of the world are you hailing from?
I am in Florida.
We got a Florida girl. All right, that's all good. How you been recently? What's new?
Oh, a lot. We've had a lot going on. Busy and just lots of changes right now, but good. It's good.
Yep. And to fill in the audience, we got Mammas Maiden Studio. So actually, I guess we're going to jump into that. I guess. So where'd you come up with the name?
It was my husband that was talking about his mom one day, and it's a story, but anyway. And so when he said Mammas Maiden, it just kind of like popped out, and I said, "That's a great name for that's what I should name my business," because I started doing videos and stuff, and so yeah, the whole idea started in a garage, and so did the name, and it's based on his mom. So,
In honor of her memory. All right, that's very sweet. It seems a lot of the best ideas always happen in the garage for some reason. You can tell that to Steve Jobs and maybe Jeff Bezos. So.
Yes.
All right.
Yes, lots of good things start there. It was on top of a garage, but it still was a garage. So, yeah.
On top of a garage? You make it sound like you're on top of the roof right now.
Yeah, it's kind of like an apartment on top of over the garage, but still.
Yeah, close enough. All right, we get it. All right, so this one's a little bit interesting too, because actually, normally I've been interviewing musicians, but I think some people in our little band together community, they wanted me to reach out to other people like yourself, who like do like art, video, and other stuff that kind of help out indie musicians. Or I guess, do you work with like any other musicians in general? Maybe someone with like.
Yeah, so I started doing just Superposition, my husband's band, which it's just him, was just him at the time. He has brought on Kane from Snakes also. But it was just him and I. He was writing, he was doing his music, but then I decided, since I'm an artist, to start doing his cover art and some videos for him. And I started doing more for more indie bands. And I just did video number 98, and I started around this time or a little later last year. So it's been amazing.
All right, sounds good. So I guess let's start right there with the questions too. So hopefully you had some time to review. So are you ready?
Yes.
All right. So let's get to know your backstory a little bit too. So I guess let's start at the beginning with the beginning, middle, and end, and then I guess let's go from there. So how did everything start? And I guess, are you a musician too, or I guess what all do you do?
I've been musical in my life, but no. I did some singing on a couple of songs with my husband, but no, I'm not. No, not technically. No, I'm not a musician, but I know I'm just a music lover, and supporting the indie community is really what we've just based everything around since this took off on Facebook last year.
All right, sounds good. So I guess let's go ahead and start with the story. So I guess let's start at the beginning. I guess let's get to know you a little more.
Always liked art. Yeah, I've always liked art. I've always liked music, but I've always been an artist. My brother's a very good artist. A lot of artistic stuff going on in my family. I've always had small businesses on the side where I was doing some kind of art throughout my life, and it just. So, yeah, I've just always been dabbling in arts, painting, anything really that I can do that shows my creative side. So, yeah, it all started when I was, very, very young. Because like I said, my brothers were very talented also, and we were just all, creating things. So that's, it's pretty much been all my life.
So I guess I know you kind of mentioned earlier about like how you came up with the name Mammas Maiden. So I guess what's your business all about? So I guess start there.
Yeah, so it turned into a business. I started just doing videos for people, and just for fun. And then a couple of people offered to pay me, and I was not going to accept it. And they were like, "You should." And it just turned into a business. So I basically, indie artists hit me up for logos or cover art or album art, videos, whatever. And I like to incorporate my art into it too, even if it's just a video. So and it just kind of turned into this, kind of on accident, really. But because I thought, people can make videos. It's, I didn't think there was a huge demand for it until when I started doing it, I realized there actually is. People, like to collab, and they like to, bring in your ideas or whatever. So a lot of trust there that I really, 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 really appreciate.
That's pretty cool. And I guess your art, is it like strictly like hand brushing, or do you do stuff with like graffiti and stuff like that?
I've done literally everything I could think, everything. I paint, everything. Right now it's mostly digital art because of lack of space and time, really. I don't have a whole lot of time to sit in and just paint like I used to. I try to. So yeah, right now it's a lot of digital stuff. Yeah, or I mix it up with, regular art, maybe drawing, maybe whatever, and mix it in with digital art. It just depends on the project, really.
Is it more like strictly AI? Because I've heard AI in terms of art is like a little bit of a mixed bag. Is it sort of what it is, or is it like a program that you use?
No, well, I basically create an idea. I'll use different sources. I have used AI. Oh, yeah. I was kind of against it at first, but, it comes in handy sometimes if I'm in a bind. I'll admit. But, I'll still put whatever I can of myself into that, too. So I mix it up a little bit. I'll edit it. I'll art it up. I may change it. Whatever. It just depends. But I use really anything that is offered. I'll try to use it to help create what I'm doing. And if it's AI, sometimes it's AI. But yeah.
Hey, at least she was honest too. Sometimes people like to try to cover it, be like, no, maybe.
Yeah, no. There's times. No. Yeah. No. Yeah. I won't lie about it. So.
I was hearing it a couple of times on the radio too. I guess it was actually a couple of bands from Florida. One was a Deicide. I guess they started using it for like some of their like newest album they're coming out with. And I think some people on the radio were just like kind of pissed off about that.
Yeah, I think it has a lot of mixed feelings right now. People are still not, acceptable, or accepting it or whatever. But it comes in handy sometimes, but it's not something that I, want to use all the time. But I have.
Is your clients, are they just strictly musicians, or have you reached out to like other people in general in a different profession?
Mostly musicians, but they're all in the indie community. But I've done a couple of different podcast commercials. So DJ Zorn for Star Radio. I've done when Matt Kirshner had his podcast, I helped him with a commercial. Sloppy Joe Studios, which is a game that the indie industry is in. I actually did some stuff with him. He's a great friend. So it's not just musicians. I've worked with podcasters, whatever. Lots of different people.
I'd say yes. I think about it, get me on your list pretty soon. So you'll too. So we'll see what happens too, but that's all cool.
Thanks for finding me. I'm not even sure how you did, but was it band together?
I want to say yes. And I think, speaking of which, we'll get to the social media question in just a second, but
sure.
I think it was band together. And I think some of the people, I think particularly We Are Jack Strong, I could be wrong. I think other people were kind of mentioning it too, like bringing other people on who do like some of the behind the scenes stuff. Because I reached out to Duke Star podcast and Kelt's, I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing it right, but Kelt Seche music.
Kelt Stack and Duke Star are my buds. And shout out to them. They're great people. I work a lot with Dukester, actually, with Chris. Yeah, a lot. It's great. Kelsack, yeah, all those guys are just wonderful.
Yeah, actually, how did you guys meet? Not to get off topic, but I'm kind of curious. How'd you guys meet?
Who, me and my husband?
Well, we could also get into that, but I guess also Keltsatch and Dukester.
Oh, how did I meet those people?
Yeah.
Well, I don't really know. Sometimes people just find me. And, you know, like I said, over the last year, everything just in social media anyway with indie scene just kind of blew up. And when it did, people started reaching out to me. So, you know, I can't always recall the exact way. It's just mostly Facebook. Yeah.
I was gonna say, you just strictly on Facebook, or have you used like other social media like Instagram and all those ones?
Well, my Instagram got hacked a couple years ago, so I'm kind of anti-Instagram. Yeah, so I didn't want to put a lot of heart. I had put so much into Instagram before, and I just didn't do that again. I do post sometimes. I mostly use my YouTube channel and then my and Facebook right now. We're working on a website though, because we have a lot of merch and stuff that we want to sell. Yeah, so we're working on a website. You know, that'll be coming. So right now, Facebook and YouTube is where I mostly am.
All right, that sounds pretty cool.
And
I guess. Oh, sorry, what'd you say?
And TikTok.
And TikTok.
Yeah.
Not anymore. Not anymore, though.
Not anymore.
Sadly. Unless American brand. I think the option is American brand has to like pick it up and do like an American TikTok. Call it AmTalk. There we go. AmTalk. So we'll leave it to them, but we'll see what happens.
We'll see what happens with that. But you know, I kind of do that for fun. My most serious stuff is probably Facebook and YouTube.
I guess while we're on that topic, I guess, is there something you hope to achieve with your Facebook, or do you think you're already there?
Oh, on Facebook, I just want to meet as many people as I can and, you know, just try to support everyone as much as possible. And, you know, I'd love to collab with everyone everywhere. And for my YouTube channel, yeah, I'd like to get to, you know, monetize it someday. Let's hope we can get to that point. But I just hit 300 subscribers the other day. I think I'm at 302 right now. And I was at 30 for a really long time, so that's good. That's very good. But it's a struggle. It's a struggle to get people to watch the video longer than 20 seconds or so, you know, so just trying to keep people's attention.
Yeah, the attention span is kind of, what's the word, waning, I guess.
For all of them coming to the page, and, you know, it helps the other bands I work with too, so it's a win-win for all of us. You know, we could put the video on my channel, put the video on their channel. That way, we're, you know, it's getting to see, more people can see it.
Yeah, that's for sure. I'd say kind of the same way, but no one really asks for the podcast episodes. They just share the links, whatever.
Yeah.
I guess they'll either do like a pick or something like that too. I forget how they do it, but it's just more like using the link once it's like up on Spotify or YouTube, and then away it goes out into the streaming world, as I like to say.
Yes. So. It's great.
I should never forget to ask you, which part of Florida are you hailing from?
South. I live in St. Petersburg, near Tampa.
Oh, sweet. I've been to Tampa a few times, mainly because of Busch Gardens, because I had family that lived down there. So
we just went to Busch Gardens in Virginia a couple of weeks ago, and that was fun.
I guess what were you doing up in Virginia? And just kind of visiting family or just traveling?
Yeah, my son is there. So we went and stayed there a couple of weeks. I took a little vacation, we did, and we went to Busch Gardens up there. It was cool. Their whole theme up there is Europe. Ours is like Africa, and so theirs is Europe. It was cool. It was fun.
Yeah, actually colonial, I think is the correct term, because I think the whole thing of Revolutionary War and all that sort of stuff. I do remember being there.
We had German food and everything. It was awesome.
Okay,
yeah, it was fun.
Okay, yeah, I can see where it's coming from.
First time I've been to any other Busch Gardens, so that was cool.
Yeah, I know how many there are total. I just know those two in general. I don't know if they got any on the west or Midwest or all the way
I
out in
don't
California?
think they do actually on the West, but I can't remember. But there may be more. I've never really looked that up, so I'm not sure.
Who
It's a
knows?
fun place.
Oh yeah, absolutely too. They still got that Loch Ness Monster roller coaster.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that was
Yeah.
so much fun. Good times. It was good times.
Yeah.
All right. So let's go ahead and jump into this question here, I guess. What is it that really captivated you with music? Or I guess, to put it more specifically, I guess, what is it you love most about music?
Well, I just like the feelings and the memories attached to music. And I like listening to new music. Now all I listen to really is indie music. But, you know, I just always been a music lover. I've always been around, you know, I'm always the one around the bands, hanging out in the warehouse. That was me. So just music lover in general, you know, just I love how it makes me feel, and I love the memories attached to music. You know, and when you're going through something, there's nothing like music to get you through it. So yeah, I just love it in general, and I like all genres of music really. So, which helps in my business.
Yeah.
Because I don't turn anyone away depending on genre. I will never do that because I love it all.
Yeah, that would be kind of a shame to turn away rappers who are trying to look for some sort of
No,
work.
they could come too.
Come on over. Just do it that way. Come chill at our place.
My husband is metal, but that doesn't mean we just do metal. We've done a little bit of everything.
Okay. Actually, this question did come up earlier, I guess. How did you and your husband meet?
Oh, we actually met on Facebook.
Speaking of devil.
We did. We were just friends. We started talking, and we never stopped talking. So here we are, 6 years later, and married, and yeah. So you just never know.
Yeah. Congratulations, actually. Very
Thank you.
happy for you all. So that's pretty good.
Oh, thank you so much.
I guess, do you two do the collaborations? Or I guess, well, let's talk about your collabs a little bit too. So I guess let's jump into that one.
Yeah, my collabs, like I said, sometimes I'll just do art for someone. Sometimes I'll do videos and art, commercials, whatever. So it depends on what they want. And I try to always, you know, give them whatever they are looking for. And I have 98 videos. Of course, it's not that many bands because I've actually done several, you know, like Spare Limb and I've done 6 videos for him. So I was going to kind of go through my collabs that I have done just to shout everybody out real fast. It might take a second though. Okay.
Knock yourself out.
So, of course, Superposition. I started there. So then, let's see. We got Spare Limb, who I just mentioned. Embers Ignite, Storm Kingdom, Shannon Darcy, Boss Grimm Records, Silver, Death Pigeon, Lomax, 3 Bravo, The RSB, Tension Splash, Sloppy Joe Studios, Anger Overdose, God I Am, Dragon and Burr, Tal Worrell, DePicha, First Aid Spray, Everfelt, Asphalt Jungle, Conjure, Endurus, Freaky Things, Nerock, Horde of Cannibal, Snakes, Page and Sons, Drunk and Lonely, Mechanic A, Jam Steak, DJ Zorn, Mike Stoverload, Miss Hyde, Loco, Miss Hyde, Welcome to the Hyde Side, and then we did a collab for Halloween with Loco in the UK. Arcana Necronomicus, Crypt 13, Blind Perception, Steam Slicer, Cousin Ray, The Other Broken Ones, Sugarcane Firewater, Ann House, The Fourth Watch, DXS with Matt Kirshner, Barker, and Dougie Edo. Also, I have a thing coming out soon with Nightfall Band.
The list goes on. And man, it's an extensive one too.
It's amazing. When I write it down, I'm just like, wow. Because I wrote this down for you the other day. I haven't written it down in a while. I also did like some art for PMAT. I'll mention him. Ozzy Adams, Dukester Podcast Family, and The Last Days. Or Last Days. I don't think there's a the in front of that. Oh. So those I've done art for them. So
all right.
It's amazing. So many great bands.
I guess in terms of, you also say you do videos, right? So, I mean, do you do like lyric videos or do you just do like motion?
I haven't done any lyric videos, actually. I actually, I'm more about the visual of it and the art, so I don't really like the lyrics to cover it up. I'll do lyric videos, but most of the time I steer away from that. Now, I'll like to make someone a video, and then if they want to add lyrics, I let them add lyrics. So then they have two videos, one with them and one without.
Okay,
so I don't really like to cover it up. So to me, it's like taking away from what I did. So if that makes sense on the lyrics, but of course, you know, you can have both.
Well, I have one. When you can have both, yeah. So you can see why. But I guess let's go and jump into.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. What?
I was just saying, a lot of bands have done that with me, and go ahead and have two videos, so they can have one with the lyrics and.
Okay. Gotta try not to jump into
a lot of videos.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And I guess we're gonna jump into gear a little bit too. So I guess what all do you use for your business?
All kinds of stuff. I use I pay for footage clips because I want to actually evolve Mammas into actual doing my own videos, to where I'm making a movie as opposed to the other way around. But I just buy clips at this point. And then I usually put my art in there too, and I kind of mix it into the aesthetic of the video or whatever, depending on the song. I use a lot of different programs, many programs for my videos, because I kind of use one for this and one for that, you know, kind of mix it up a bit. I get footage from all over the place, wherever I can find it, that, you know, that maybe you haven't seen before, so it's not repetitive, and I try not to use the same thing in anybody's video. So it's, you know, their own video. If that makes sense.
It does. I was just pausing right there because I didn't want to interrupt by accident, so it's all good.
Oh, you're great.
Yeah. Actually, are you Windows user or are you Mac user?
Windows.
Windows. Okay.
Yeah.
Actually, I was curious too because normally, I don't know if it like varies like with like what the computer you have, whether it's like you need a Mac in order to run like this sort of program or Windows to do that too. I think now they've at least got to the point where it's like you could have it on both, for instance, too. So
yeah,
I think I do remember Storm Kingdom mentioning he used little AI for like some of his artwork as well too. And I guess
close with Justin. Him and I are tight. He's a great guy. I love the stuff he uses. We've talked about it before, and it's amazing. He uses a lot of different things and has given me some ideas too. So I like bouncing things off of Justin. Go Storm Kingdom.
Storm all the way. Actually, he was the first one I released my first song with, which was Not for the Faint of Heart. And we got a second one in the works right now.
Awesome. I didn't even know that. That's fantastic, Brian. Awesome. I love Storm Kingdom.
Actually, I did the vocals and he just did everything else right there too. Nice. And I wrote the lyrics. So I think let's take credit for that.
I didn't even know that. So awesome. Kudos to you guys. That's great stuff. Everything that he touches is great.
Everything he touches turns to gold. You can say that.
It sure does.
Yep. And we'll just get it out there to the audience too. Make sure you go check out Not for the Faint of Heart on all streaming platforms and YouTube channels. So, and stay tuned also because we also got another one in the works. It's the Neil song. I think he brought in a couple other indie artists to kind of do like that's our collab project. But and just to fill you in, actually, my indie name is Demiurge.
Okay.
Creator.
Okay.
be a creator of the universe, that sort of thing too.
Right.
So,
well, that's something I learned today because I did not know that.
Actually, it was quite by accident with me because it happened to be a song title from the heavy metal band Meshuggah.
Yes, love Meshuggah. Right on.
And it happened to be just luck of the draw. And I was like, what's that? I'm thinking like, what's that sort of thing mean? I look it up, man. It's like a god or a creator of the universe. And
nice.
Like, that's so badass and so metal. So
it is.
All right.
Right on. That's awesome.
All right. And shout out to Justin and everybody else you just mentioned there too.
Justin.
Yep.
Love you, bro.
All right. So I guess let's go ahead and jump to the hard topic right here. I guess first off, when did you start this business? Was it during COVID?
No. It's been about 1 year ago. COVID is interesting. My husband and I, for our day jobs, we were taking care of an elderly man, and we moved in with him right before COVID hit. So it didn't affect us too much because we worked at home with him, and we just tried to keep, he was an elderly man, obviously, so we had to keep him safe, but it was scary, but it didn't affect us too much. We just, stayed home. So no, Mama wasn't born until like around early 2023. So it's very new.
I see. Actually, do you work multiple jobs? This job and then I guess something else?
I do. Yeah, I have a couple jobs right now. We're not in home health care right now because he passed away in December. So that job has, obviously with him, and we were with him for 4 years. So we have a lot of change going on in our life right now. But I'm doing other things. I do lots of stuff. I help my parents. I help, I have a couple other jobs that I do too. And then Mammas. My husband's the same way. We just we're doing multiple things right now. Yeah. Always staying busy.
I see. So I guess at the time when COVID hit, so you're doing this sort of home health care sort of deal. And right. I guess, did you have any brushes with COVID? I guess, how else did it affect you in terms of family? And I was going to say music wise, but I'm not too sure about that. I guess, how else did it impact you?
Neither, or actually there was, me, my husband, and our daughter, she's 13 now. At the time we moved in there, she was 9. So the three of us plus the elderly gentleman, and none of us ever got sick. So John was writing his music during COVID and learning how to mix and master too. He was kind of schooling himself, on that all the time. So he was writing the album Collapse during COVID. And I really wasn't doing a whole lot at the time. I was actually doing art. I was diving really deep into learning how to paint seascapes during COVID. That's what I did. But yeah, he worked on the music. None of us got ill though, so it didn't affect us really that much because we didn't get sick, and we just kind of stayed home. And my parents didn't get sick. Nobody. I knew people that were getting sick, but nothing major happened during that for us. So it was like no major event that was crazy. It was pretty normal, really, considering it was COVID. Yeah.
All things considered, yeah. That's what you mean too. So that's very good to hear. It's good to see you and your husband are doing okay.
It was good. Yes, it was very good.
And sorry for the loss. I guess, were you in that?
Thank you.
I was going to say old person, but I guess I missed his name. What was his name?
His name is Ray.
May Ray rest in peace. Sorry about the loss.
So yeah, rest in peace, Ray. We miss him a lot. He died at the beginning of December. But he was 93, lived a great life. So we're happy that we could help him do that. Yeah.
That's good. All right.
Yeah.
And a little bit of a funny side. Here's what happened like during that COVID too, because something my parents started doing was like they started doing whole snowbird sort of trips to Florida. Because I also got family who also goes down there too. And I'll
Right
get into that
on.
question a little bit because I'm curious how bad St. Petersburg gets hit with snowbirds and everything too. But regardless, my mom, she was in crisis management for this one particular company. So basically, if anything happens, because it's on a global scale, so if anything happens, whether terrorist attack or natural disasters,
Mm.
those people can get back to work, whether at home or back in the office or whatever. And the thing we always tell them was, the day that you retire is the day the world is going to go to shit.
Yeah.
So, needless to say, that's what happened too. And unfortunately, she busted her foot while celebrating her retirement.
Oh goodness.
Quite by accident, really, even though it was kind of my cousin's fault, to be honest. So,
Oh no.
Needless to say, it was enjoying a little bit of staying at home and also helping out with my mom while her foot recovered. So,
Oh.
but gotta love her too. She got through it. She's back to normal now. So, it's all
Good.
good. So I guess I was at this time of the year in St. Petersburg too. It's starting to get pretty hot, and I guess House of Snowbirds.
Yeah, it's warming up. Definitely warmer here than it was in Virginia. But yeah, it's warming up, and right now usually right about now Easter is over and it starts to slow down. But mostly every other car is still from out of state, so there's still a lot of people here. Yeah. I don't know if they want to hang out here during the eclipse or what, but maybe, I don't know. They seem to be hanging out a little longer.
Are you guys in?
We don't mind.
I was gonna say, in terms of the eclipse, is it passing through any part of Florida? Oh.
Yeah, we should be noticing it because it'll be daytime, I think, when it passes through. So, yeah, we should be noticing it being a little darker. I'm assuming, during the day on Monday. I don't know. We'll see what happens.
I was gonna say, in terms of joke wise, it's like, oh my gosh, it's already evening. It's only 2:00.
Yeah.
I don't know. It'll be interesting. I don't know if I'm going to be able to see
It's
it.
interesting.
I actually am from Pittsburgh, so I don't know if we're in the direct line of sight where it might go.
Yeah, I know New York to Mexico, so I'm assuming we're in there, I've also heard some really crazy stuff that, don't be outside or don't look up and don't look at it. And cell phones might go crazy. I don't know. We'll see what happens. I don't know. It's going to be interesting.
I don't know about the cell phones going crazy because I thought that was what was capturing all the footage and everything too. It's doing the job for you of looking up and catching the eclipse as it happens. So
Yeah.
that fancy little gizmo that you happen to catch it on too, whether it be the camera like a GoPro, for instance, or whatever.
Yeah.
It'll be interesting, but here we go. We'll see what happens. Here's to the eclipse. Let's try to make a metal tube be like an apocalyptic ending. There we go too. So
It's a total eclipse of the heart.
Yep, that too. So I guess let's go ahead and talk about your husband John a little bit too. So I guess how long has he been a musician?
Oh my gosh, forever. Since he was a young kid. And he was in many, many bands. He grew up on the West Coast, so Cali and Oregon, Arizona. He's been in many bands, different bands over the years. And then, of course, now just, doing his solo thing because you can now, because you can. So now he's actually Kane Moose Knuckle Vela from Snakes is also in superposition with John. So yeah, they do a lot of stuff together now. It was just him, but now he's got Kane in the mix, and it's awesome. So Time Octave, Maniacanic, We Are One. There's several songs that they've done together so far. So.
That's pretty cool. I guess in the beginning, was he doing just guitars and bass, or I guess was he doing pretty much every?
Yeah, John's mostly a bass player, but he does guitar and bass. Yeah, and vocals. And Kane, Kane does guitar and vocals. So it's a nice mix. They are really good together. They sound good together. It was a good add to the band. He's in Tasmania, yeah, Australia, over there. So time zones can be challenging, but we work it out. Everybody figures out a way.
We find a way, or we make one.
We will find a way. That's right.
Actually, I should know too, because I've actually interviewed a couple folks out of Australia.
Yes.
So doing it on a podcast, you have to do it late Friday night or
That's
maybe
right.
Saturday too. They have to get to church on Sunday. So
yeah.
But
it can be challenging.
It is challenging, especially when you're trying to remember too, like, oh shit, I got to get on my interview later tonight. I got to make sure I get out of this second job here right in the right time, I should say, right in the right time. So.
Yeah. Busy.
Mm-hmm. So I know you mentioned earlier about the various jobs that you have worked too. Would you say your biggest challenge nowadays in terms of your business, and I guess also music-wise, is time constraints, or I guess what are challenges do you face?
Yeah, I have, probably just the fact that when you're sitting down in the studio or whatever, but there's stuff going on, sometimes people don't realize you're working. So it's kind of hard to, stay there. But yes, let's see. Oh, keeping my creative, in the midst of so much going on, sometimes it's hard to stay focused and create what I'm trying to create if there's a lot of stuff going on. That challenge, and then just time. Yeah, time might be a big one. But, I always seem to find the time to do it. But yeah, so like just, trying to keep it creative, keep it fresh, really sink myself into the music or the art or whatever, and just trying to stay there long enough to get it done. Yeah, that's my biggest challenge.
Kind of like some of the one word, it's like focus. So actually,
sometimes to stay focused. Yeah.
Actually, I was picturing Jeff Dunham too when he brings. Do you know Jeff Dunham, the ventriloquist?
I love him.
Actually, there was one he was doing with Peanut too, and I think he was kind of. I guess he was breaking out of character or something too. And he just has Peanut go like, "Gotta do something for the audience," and he's like, "Focus," kind of like in a funny way too. So.
I love him. I could watch him all the time. That guy's so good.
I do remember watching him a good bit, and then unfortunately, I kind of broken away from it too. Unfortunately, life gets in the way because I do work multiple jobs as well too. I got my main job, and I got a job I work at a restaurant too. It's a local family joint, and then
nice.
They got podcasting here in terms of YouTubing and everything else, which will hopefully one day replace the second job at the restaurant too. So.
Okay, good.
And pay for the gas bill. So.
Yes.
Which would be nice, to say the least too. So.
Right on.
I guess we did pretty some questions. Actually, let's talk about this one in general. I guess when did you join Band Together?
When did I join Band Together?
On Facebook, yeah.
Oh, around we met Christina and Greg and all the gang around March, I think, or so this time last year. It's only been a year. Everything has just now becoming a year that this has been getting so just, I don't know what happened. It was just almost like we all just bumped into each other and it exploded. The indie scene just took off. Made a lot of friends, a lot of them I call family now. And but yeah, I think Band Together, John was definitely in there first because sometimes I would not put myself in band pages because I'm not a band. So, but I kind of just pop up everywhere because I'm working with people in bands. So my name's there, and then, so it's just working with the music. And then actually having the honor to be on your show, even though I'm not a musician, is really cool to me. I love the reception I get. I love the trust and the way people respond to me with letting me help them with their vision is is an honor to me. It's been overwhelming. I love it. It's absolutely fun. It's never dull. I love all the music I get to hear. I get to sometimes hear it before anybody else does. You know, I just love this community. And yeah, so John was definitely in band together before me. But that's when we started meeting Anger Overdose and Box and Sticks and Sparalim, and just everybody that I can name has just literally blown up. The scene blew up about a year. It's been a little more than a year now, I guess. So, yeah. Band together is awesome.
Yeah,
I love everything that Christina and Greg are doing. So.
Yeah. Actually, have you got on their podcast yet? Box and Guess? Yes.
John and I were on their show, I think it was in September.
That's pretty sweet. I guess, actually, I was going to say, is John not there today? Actually, I didn't know if you wanted to pop in and say hello.
No, he did. I asked him to, and he goes, "No, this is for you." So he's not going to pop in and say hi, but he says hi, but he's not going to pop in. He's going to pop in.
He says hi in spirit. There we go. We'll say something like that too.
He says hi.
All right, fair enough too. And yeah, I guess before we jump into fun questions a little bit too, I guess, do you got any new promotion you want to talk about? I guess anything John's doing, and I guess anything you got going on in the business?
Yeah, John and Alex from Tauwirl, from France, they just did a collab. Their song is called Sailor Song, and it just came out, I believe, today on Spot. It should be everywhere now. So that's Sailor Song, and it's a collaboration with John Superposition and Alex from Tauwirl. So that's exciting. He's been wanting to work with Alex for a long time. And then I have several videos in the mix. My newest collab was with Dougie Edo. I did his song, that Dougie Edo, and let me see, there was another one. Oh, Barker and Dougie Edo. I just did those are the last two videos I did in Nightfall Band, but Nightfall Band's not coming out for a couple more months, so that's kind of, I don't know if I'm supposed to talk about that one. I don't know.
Spoiler alert.
Yeah, so I did Doorstep with Dougie Edo recently, just released, and then Barker formerly with the Linda Sharp Trio, I believe. And so yeah, those are my newest collabs, and then I have some more coming, but I think they're secrets, so you know. So I won't say a whole lot, but yeah, I have a whole lot of stuff coming. I'm excited, so excited to work with Keith from Nightfall Band, and anybody involved with Nightfall Band is amazingly talented, and I was very honored for him to ask me to do a video for him. So yeah, we have a lot of stuff coming. John and I, we are kind of umbrella for both of what we're doing is Itchy Throne Records, so we kind of announced that. So that's new. John's got some more songs on the back, you know, he's working on right now. And yeah, so just a lot of excitement and there's always something going on, so it's great. I'm thankful for it.
She keeps herself busy, so that's all good too. And I actually did forget to actually ask you about this question, but I guess, so where's your inspiration for the art come from? I guess in the case of Storm Kingdom, for instance, too, I guess how do you do this and that? I guess, how does the magic work?
I don't know. Sometimes I really honestly do not know. It just does. But it really comes from everywhere. It may come from words. It may come from something I see, colors, everything is my inspiration. So it just comes from everywhere. I'm writing things down all the time. So it just it just comes everywhere.
the beauty of reading too. So, both in terms of like reading actual words and then also reading. In this case, could we say it's like reading nature in a sort of way? That's how I kind of describe it. Yeah.
Yeah, like even just people watching will inspire me. So you never know. It comes from everywhere, really.
I like to say inspiration comes in odd ways at times. So
yeah.
All right, I can say why. So I guess we breezed through questions here pretty good, Kim. So I guess let's go for the fun questions. I guess let's see what happens along the way.
Okay.
I'll start with the first one right here, I guess. So what would you consider as your favorite food?
Probably anything Thai. I love Thai food.
A lot of people are going with the Asian foods, yeah.
I love Thai food. That's probably my favorite. I love it even more than my second favorite is probably anything Mexican. Any kind of Mexican food. I mean, like Tex-Mex. I haven't had too much authentic Mexican food, but like Tex-Mex and stuff. But Thai is my fave.
Like a good number of spice on it too, because I thought Thai was always meant to be pretty spicy.
I like it.
All right, fair enough. And this one actually was a fun question too. But if you could meet anybody, whether living or deceased, I guess who would it be and why?
Ooh. That wasn't in the email, Brian.
That's what I said. This is probably right then and there. But let's see what you got.
Oh man.
We're putting her on the spot right now too. She starts sweating profusely.
Wow, that is really hard to answer. Wow, who would I want to meet?
She doesn't want to discriminate, so.
Yeah, I would probably want to meet. I'll because he's one of my favorite people. I'll just say Jerry Seinfeld. I would love to meet him. I would love to sit down and talk to him.
Oh, okay, that's a pretty good choice. All right, fair enough too. All right, I won't deviate from the script anymore too, so it's all good.
It's okay.
I thought we just throw it out there too. I mean, we're doing pretty good right now, but all right. Next up, fun questions. What would you consider has been your favorite movie?
Oh yeah, movie was a hard one for me. Movie was really hard for me to answer. I have so many favorite movies, but probably I'm gonna go with anything John Wayne or Clint Eastwood. Favorite movies.
I don't know if I've seen too many with John Wayne, to be honest, too, but I've definitely seen a good number of those westerns with Clint Eastwood. Like Unforgiven and Outlaw Josie Wales is always my dad's favorite.
Oh, anything that they do. Yeah, and the only reason I saw a lot of John Wayne was because of my grandparents, and I just always loved it, anything he did. So yeah, him and John Wayne and Clint Eastwood would probably be my go-to favorite movies. Anything that they do.
I think the one time I actually remember in my grandparents' house, they always would have Western movies on, whether it was like those spaghetti Westerns or the.
Yeah.
I guess we could say also standard ones. I don't know when spaghetti Westerns actually started, but I think the one that always stuck out to me was Duck, You Sucker.
Yeah, the lines in those movies are so great. Some of my favorite lines in a movie is actually from many John Wayne movies. My favorite lines are in those movies. They're great.
Yeah, they knew how to talk. That's for sure too. They got the right cowboy sort of hard mentality.
Just great lines. It's great.
All right, good choice. And for the next one right here, first off, do you drink alcohol by any chance?
Sometimes. My go-to is Corona. I like occasional Corona. But I don't drink much. Occasional beer.
Actually, I was leading into it, but obviously you answered what your favorite alcoholic drink is, but I guess what's your favorite non-alcoholic drink?
Diet Coke.
Diets. Jeez.
Yeah. I stopped drinking regular soda a long time ago, and I switched to diet. And then yeah. So my go-to is Diet Coke.
Stage is on too.
Or water. But yeah.
I mean, I already got the water right here too. This is kind of
Yeah, I'm pretty boring like that. So I like tea too, but I mostly drink water. Yeah.
Hey, you gotta stay hydrated, so that's the thing. So it's all good.
Mm-hmm.
And actually, for the Coronas, do you do the whole thing with the lime? Always press it down.
I do. I like that.
Oh,
Yeah,
I
do like a good imported beer.
That's for sure. All right. And for the last of fun questions, what would you consider is currently your favorite song, or a song you've been listening to a good bit recently?
Well, I've been listening to lately, like I said, mostly indie music. So a lot of Superposition in the car. I've been listening to a lot of Drunk and Lonely. Shout out to my buddy Drunk and Lonely, Drew. I've been listening to a lot of Tao Whirl. Anger Overdose we were just playing in the car. I don't really have a favorite song. I really have a hard time choosing anything that's my favorite. I just can't. So, but we've been listening to, like I said, just mostly our friends in the car. When we're in the car, that's what we listen to. We just try to support our indie friends, and we love it all. Love it all.
Got represented in some way. So yeah, that's all good. So that's pretty cool. Actually, have you and Justin, aka Storm Kino, have you guys met face to face before?
We have not, but we live about 3 hours away from each other. We were going to try to, when we were traveling to Virginia, we were going to try to hook up with him, but it just didn't work out. But we are trying to make that happen, to meet him in person. Yes.
I think you need to use some nice little company too, because while we were working on like our next little collab project, he was kind of telling me he was going to kind of go through a lot of crap in his personal life because I guess the washing machine stopped working on him too, insurance and all that stuff. I think the guy just needs a hug.
I want to give him one so bad, and I'm going to give you one right now, Justin, because I love you. We're hugging you, Justin.
Digitally.
Yes, I really do. He calls me his little sis, which I think I'm older than him, but that's okay. He calls me his little sister, and I'm happy to be his little sister. Our song is Billy Idol's. We love, our little sister is what he calls me. We really, really were hoping this last time we traveled up through there that we could see him. So Kimbo from Calstack also lives in the Orlando area. So I'd love to catch both of those guys sometime soon.
All right, Let's make it happen. So
my goal is to travel with Mammas and do documentaries and make videos instead of using other people's stuff to make videos. I want to make my own stuff. So that's my goal with my business.
I've actually thought about documentaries as well because, of course, I think some were actually thinking along like music wise. I was also thinking like trying to do something with entertainment, like saying like how the music scene's kind of changed somewhat, even though some people, the musicians, struggle because of today's age with streaming and how much more demanding it is just to make $1, for instance. So something, maybe an idea. So we'll see what happens.
It is. And, anytime you want to talk about, ideas or whatever, we can talk anytime.
Sounds good. I'll hold you to it. So, all right. Kim, we briefed the questions. All right. So I guess before we jump into the final question, I guess, did you have any questions for me or any final words you want to say before we jump into it?
No, just thank you so much for having me. I'm so glad that you found me. I mean, and I'm glad that now we know each other. And I didn't even know you worked with Justin, so that's even cooler. Yeah, so I'm very honored to be here, Brian. Thank you for rescheduling and being patient with me because we didn't get to work it out last time we tried. So.
Yeah, she was too busy partying up in Virginia with the Colonials. So. It's all good though. It was all good though. Fortunately, I was able to fill in some slots, so it's all good.
Thank you for being patient with me.
No worries. And the last thing, actually, I don't know. Did you see Justin's interview? I have it up on my YouTube and Spotify channels. So.
Yes, because I had to go do my research. I had to figure out what show I'm going to be on here. So I did go look around. Yes. Love it.
I had to laugh because his whole interview took place in his car.
Yeah.
And I guess he did the same thing with Vox and Sticks. He just seems to.
I almost did mine in the car because I just thought it'd be too noisy in here, but it ended up working out good.
Yeah, can have that fan blasting too hard. So.
Yeah.
That's the thing about Florida. You got to demand too much on the AC. So.
And then I was going to try to go outside, and I'm like, no, it's a little bit too sunny still. So I found my little corner here, and I made it work. But I almost sat in the car.
Did you? Actually, the way you kind of made it sound like it's almost like you walk in the sunlight, you're like,
yeah,
kind of like a vampire in a way. So.
Yeah, it's bright.
All right. That's all right. So for Kim, the last question right here.
Yeah.
Given what COVID has done, obviously, it seems you've been pretty blessed. You and your family weren't impacted too bad. I know we lost Ray along the way there too, and may he rest easy now. For those musicians and people who've been impacted, whether by COVID or something else in their lives, I guess, what sort of message of hope could you give to musicians and people out there as we try to move forward in the post-COVID world?
Never give up and never stop. If you have a dream, just keep going. Keep going. That's my best advice. Don't give up.
Short, sweet, and to the point. So, I don't know. People normally ramble at that question there too, so I just wanted to make sure.
I really can't ramble at it because really, I really think, don't quit. I hear here and there some artists or whatever, in our little circle, and they want to quit or I just hope they don't ever quit, just because even if the music is just for us, I still want you guys to do it. Just keep going.
All right. And spoken like a true prodigy. Okay. So, Kim, we've reached the end of my podcast right here. We've reached the questions, and we are just a little under an hour. I think we kind of started 2 minutes a little later, too. So I think we might be, all things considered, when editing is done, might be a little under an hour. But nonetheless, do you got any final words, any shout-outs you want to give before we close?
Shout out to Death Pigeon, JD. Got the Death Pigeon shirt on. So I wanted to say, I know I shouted him out earlier. We collabed and stuff, but so shout out to JD and Death Pigeon over in the UK for the amazing shirts, one of my favorites. And thanks for having me, Brian. And love this indie community. I want to collab with everyone I can. So find me on Facebook and YouTube and hit me up. Let's collab together. And me and you and Justin should do something. Yeah.
We could. I have to figure something out though too, because he actually had sent me a total of 3 songs. So the first 2 obviously different in name too, because I named it how I wanted it to be in terms of my vision.
Yes.
Actually, the third one I have right now is called The Huntress. So we'll have to see what happens. And I guess just for the audience, can you just say what's social media and I guess your website?
Yeah, I don't have a website yet, but my YouTube is Kimberly Trev, and let's see. I can't remember what my YouTube is. It's Mammas Maiden Superposition. You can find it. It's both of our names are incorporated into my YouTube channel. And then Facebook, you'll find me under there as Mammas Maiden, and you'll always see me somehow connected to Superposition. So if you know Superposition, you know Mama Superposition. And you can find us there, and sometimes on TikTok.
Yeah, it sounds good. I had to keep laughing with Superposition because I was always going to say doggy position next. So. In a fun way. In a fun way too. So, but in all seriousness, I wish you and your husband the best of luck going forward. So thank you so much, Kim.
Thank you so much, Brian, for having me.
No worries. And just to fill in the audience, my guest today was Kimberly Lloyd, hailing from St. Petersburg, Florida, aka Mammas Maiden Studio.
Thank you.
Actually, it's a good thing you put the link down in our little email exchange because I got to make sure I pronounce it right. So it's all good. So go hit her up on the socials and go help this woman out right here. She's doing some wonders out in the indie community and everything too. So, Kim, I want to thank you so much again for coming on. You stay safe. Rock on. Stay tuned, y'all.
Thank you.